What's my motherfucking name?
What's going on, you guys? So Tim Tszyu, yeah, I said his name right this time. It ain't Tim Tszyu, it's Tim Tszyu. Yeah, that's right. Tim Tszyu got a fight coming up with Carlos Ocampos. Yeah, the same Carlos Ocampos that fought Errol Spence years ago. The same Carlos Ocampos who's now a 154-pounder that fought Sebastian Fundora. Hit that like button for your boy William Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we're going to be. But I bet you guys are wondering, what happened to Charlo? Why is Tim Tszyu not fighting Jermell Charlo, right? Because that's the fight that we was all expecting for Tim Tszyu to be partaking in next. Well, Tim Tszyu said he's not waiting around for Jermell Charlo. But Tim Tszyu, right, and the interviews, you can barely hear the guy in the interview, but let me give you guys some of the things that he said in regards to what's going on right now. He says, I'm a fighter. My job is to fight. I won't sit on the couch and wait for Jermell Charlo's hand to get better. I want to fight in the meantime. The fans deserve the fights. I remember as a kid waiting for Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, and then when it finally got announced, even though it was 5 years late, it was like, wow, it was all that I ever wanted. That fight was very lackluster, considering that we waited damn near 5-6 years for it. The anticipation was through the roof, and in a lot of people's eyes, the fight just didn't deliver, right? It didn't live up to the hype. Then he says, it's all about the best fighting the best. That's what we're in it for. That's what makes boxing different from other sports. When I was given the opportunity to fight Ocampo, it was like, wow, it brought back Mexican rivalries and that style of fight. Technically, this fight is going to be much harder than my previous fights. You get tired of these type of fights. This guy's level is above Takashi Inoue. You just punch them, and they're just there. That's always a hard task. So he's saying that Ocampo is going to be a tough task, harder than his previous opponents, harder than Tony Superbad Harrison, who he just defeated more recently. And yeah, that was a pretty big win for Tim Tszyu. And then he says, I do, when asked if he believes he'll fight Jermell Charlo at the end of the year. Well, actually penciling in a date is in the making. Nothing is penciled in yet, but it's in the making. I'm not underestimating Ocampo. I got a hard task ahead of me. We're going to finish up here in Queensland. My camp's going to be in Sydney, but yeah, finishing up here. So basically, Tim Tszyu is preparing for Carlos Ocampos, right? None of us saw this coming. We was expecting Tim Tszyu to be facing Jermell Charlo sometime later on this year. Now, Tim Tszyu believes that Jermell Charlo is on somewhat of a decline. Yeah, that's right. He believes he's on a decline.
He's been out and about, and it doesn't look like he's in hard training or taking the fight seriously. What do you read into that?
The decline of the Charlo. Yeah, the fall and the rise of someone new.
So that fight, hopefully towards the back end of this year?
I'll get him at the end of the year. I'll get him. There'll be a new king in the division.
And we haven't seen much from Jermell Charlo, right? I mean, we have seen much of him. Let me take that back. We have seen him, but we haven't seen him in action. He broke his hand in 2 places, and really, there's no certainty as when he's going to fight Tim Tszyu, or if at all. I mean, Tim Tszyu, they're looking at it as this guy, he's just chilling. He's not really preparing for a fight. He's not really doing anything to prepare for this undisputed fight with Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu probably believing at this point that Jermell Charlo is going to find a way out of the fight. I mean, we heard Jermell Charlo more recently come out expressing interest, a lot of interest, in Canelo Alvarez.
So, fight undisputed. Tag Eddie Hearn. Undisputed versus undisputed. Fuck it. I'm 150. I gained a little weight. Canelo. Canelo. Not Eli and Kobe. Canelo. Like, nigga, don't fuck with me, nigga. Like, for real, let me show y'all what it is. Why y'all don't make Canelo versus Charlo? Fuck y'all talking about, nigga. Somebody put that shit together. Lil Charlo will fight anybody. Nigga, I ain't never done no smoke, nigga. Undisputed versus undisputed. That could be a big thing in boxing. Fuck it, nigga. That bitch can't beat me with that shit. His last performance, that bitch can't beat me. Motherfuckers, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, Eddie Hearn. Go put that Charlo shit together.
But when it comes to guys that he kind of supposed to fight, guys like Tim Tszyu, well, he ain't really saying nothing about Tim Tszyu. That's the fight you got to fight, bro. Tim Tszyu said the WBO is going to make him a champion if this fight don't happen. So, yeah, WBO likely will strip Jermell Charlo if he don't fight Tim Tszyu. Now, do I believe Jermell Charlo will duck Tim Tszyu? No, but it does look, or it does appear that Jermell Charlo isn't really too worried about Tim Tszyu at all, right? Not the man or the fight itself. So, yeah, that's just the latest on Tim Tszyu and Jermell Charlo. I mean, Tim Tszyu's fighting Carlos Ocampo in the meantime, staying busy, staying sharp. And if he fights Jermell Charlo later on this year, that'll be 3 fights in 2023 for Tim Tszyu. So, yeah, we're going to see how all this plays out. Carlos Ocampo's, his last loss was against Sebastian Fundora. It seemed like Carlos Ocampo's is right below the elite level. Like, he was on a streak prior to fighting Spence, and then he went on another streak after fighting Spence, and then he ran to the tower, Fundora, and then he lost a unanimous decision. And now he's going to be fighting Tim Tszyu. So, yeah, many people expect Tim Tszyu probably to get the job done against Carlos Ocampo, but who knows, right? We're going to see how it plays out. Styles make fights. And we're going to see if Jermell Charlo will get rehab and get back better and see if he can go ahead and go with that undisputed fight at the end of this year. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.